Welcome back to Pancake FC, the YouTube channel named after the fantasy team named after my dog. Today, we are making our Week 16 tier list. I've upgraded our interface a little bit. It's got pictures for the visual learners out there. Before we get into the ranking, we're going to briefly go over the fixtures and players who are out for the week as well. I'm, as always, joined by my partner in crime, the crime being laziness. It is Pancake taking a nap on the couch yet again. Say hi to the people, Pancake. Pancake. Alright, cool. If you do find yourself enjoying the video, please like, comment, subscribe. For every person who does so, Pancake does get an extra treat. I'm going to wait until Wednesday to do my team selection. I'm going to do it in a separate video then, and we'll have a Pancake treat cam then, and I might even let her pick a couple of my players. So stay tuned for that. But now, let's go ahead and look at the fixtures. It is an absolutely hilarious week in MLS Fantasy. There are only 4 games, and they're like all at the same time. This week, I've been looking forward to this week for quite a bit because the teams are going to be so funny. There's a lot of not great Major League Soccer teams playing not a lot of games. There's no room really for switcheroos or anything like that. This is MLS Fantasy at its purest. We got New England versus the Red Bulls. We got Minnesota versus Dallas, Sporting versus Seattle, and St. Louis versus the Portland Timbers. And there's a lot of absences too. There's a lot of players missing. Let's go ahead and look at those. So key absences, Minnesota are missing quite a few players. Robin Ludd is out. He is with Finland. Teemu Pukki also with Finland. Dane St. Clair is out with the Canadian national team. Emil Forsberg is with the Swedish national team. Eric Tommy is still injured. John Tolkien is going to the Olympics. Maxime Crépeau is also with Canada. Daniel Edelman is out, Olympics. Esmir is out, Olympics. I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to. And then Kyle Hebert is also out. So, a lot of absences for the Red Bulls and a lot of absences for Minnesota United. So... All right, let's get into the tier list. So I've got all the players here. I've upgraded again this onto here a little bit. I hope it helps. I think Evander. Oh, and the tiers are start, bench, maybe fade. And also keep in mind, like, there's probably some players I missed here or somebody who's going to be out. So keep an eye out for updates on absences. Our tiers are start, bench, maybe, and fade. So let's just get into it. Evander, I think, is a definite start. Probably a captaincy, maybe no-brainer. If not a front runner for sure. He's been in amazing form recently. It doesn't really matter if Portland's home or away. They're going to score a goal probably, and Evander's going to be at the forefront of their attack. Noah Isle for New York Red Bulls. I'm going to say maybe bench. I actually kind of back New England in this game, to be honest with you. The Red Bulls are just missing so many players, and New England's pretty much got everybody except for Esmir. I kind of back New England in this game. I think it'll be a close game. I definitely don't think it'll be a high-scoring game. This game, I think New England either wins 1-0 or they draw 1-1 or 0-0. That's my prediction. So I think Noah Isle is an okay option. He gets some decent bonus points. DeJuan Jones, pretty decent option from that New England defense. Where do I want to stick him? Well, I guess this week, you kind of gotta start. Yeah, you got to start, your 3 defenders you're going to play because you can't really swap it around with the game times. So I'm going to say start DeJuan Jones. I kind of back New England in this game. I sort of do. Carlos Hill is a definite start. Actually, probably the going to be the captaincy favorite this week. It is the home fixture for him, and he's actually been pretty good recently. Roman Berkey, actually kind of a fun option, but I'll probably stick him in maybe. Portland's defense is just a little bit too scary, but really in these games, I don't necessarily see a lot of clean sheets. I think the defensive options are really poor. So you almost isn't the worst idea ever to chase maybe some save points, but probably not a good idea either. So just maybe on Roman Berkey. Michael Boxall for Minnesota. I'm going to stick him in maybe. I'm not super high on Minnesota's defense this week. Again, they're missing a lot of players, and FC Dallas have pretty much got everybody. Jesus Ferreira is back healthy. I know they couldn't score against LAFC, but there were portions of that game where I thought they looked pretty good. I think Dallas get a goal in this game. Alex Roldan for Seattle. Probably maybe. I mean, Kansas City have been really bad recently. Really, really bad. Um, this could be Peter Vermees' last game. We'll see if he even makes it the rest of the week. They've been terrible. It might be time for Kansas City to move on head coaching wise, but Seattle's defense is pretty strong, but Kansas City usually manage to get a goal in games like this, but they do also concede quite a bit. Alex Rodan, I think, is a maybe. Is a maybe. I wouldn't go Willie Agata. I know he's maybe a little bit tempting. His bonus points have just fallen off a cliff. His minutes are questionable too. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go Dante Van Zier. Actually, maybe I would go Dante Van Zier. He might be on penalties for New York. It's going to either be him or Lewis Morgan. Lewis Morgan did miss a pen earlier in the year. So to be honest with you, Dante could be on penalties, but I still am a little bit worried about his minutes in this game, even with the absences. So I'll stick him as a maybe. Thomas Stotland probably also as a maybe. He sometimes gets decent bonus points. He's a very attacking fullback. Albert Rusnak, I don't think is going to be gone this week, but this is one that I'm not super sure on if he's called up for Slovakia or not. I haven't really seen anything about it. I don't think he's gone. And you know what? I kind of like him this week. I kind of do. He's splitting set pieces with Joao Pablo. Maybe more of a maybe. He's just not like the guy. And I really like picking as many, teams where they're players on teams where they're like the guy. And a lot of people want Rusnak to be the guy, but he's not quite the guy. Another guy who's not the guy, Rui Diaz, is probably, you know what? I kind of like him as a bench play. He is on pens for Seattle. He shoots so much that he's usually good for a shooting bonus point. I don't mind. I don't mind Rui Diaz. I'll talk just for like actual formation, team strategy, how you want to set up your Otteru, because you probably want to start one scrub and then have your bench players duke it out for that spot, or maybe two for all three. I don't, not 100% sure, but for that kind of thing, I'm going to save that until tomorrow. I don't know if I said Wednesday on the team selection video, but I'll probably do my team selection video tomorrow. I'm going to split them up this week. Santiago Moreno is on some set pieces for Portland. I do like that, but he's not on a ton of them. I'll stick him in maybe. If you want to get in a little bit more on Portland's midfielder attack, he's there. Indiana Veslev had a really good game against Inter Miami, playing for St. Louis against Portland. I don't know. I'm not really. Maybe. If you want to punt on that, you could. Danny Rosero, I actually kind of like this week. His bonus points are okay, and that's about as good as you're going to get with a lot of these defenses. Jackson Reagan, I also kind of like this week. If it were a home fixture, I would definitely be higher on him. But again, I think SKC get a goal, but Reagan's bonus points aren't too bad. Pulido, I'm going to say fade. Minutes questionable, general play questionable, not feeling him at all. He might not even start that game. Celio, I haven't really looked at Celio's points recently, to be honest with you. I'll stick him in maybe, but he might be more of a fade. Whatever, I'll leave him in maybe. João Paulo, maybe another maybe, actually, now that I think about it. Where did I put Rusnak? What happened to Rusnak? Did he vanish? No, there he is. Okay. I think João Paulo is probably on the same level as Rusnak. Martin Paz, I actually kind of like this week, to be honest with you. Again, Minnesota missing a lot of players. Dallas actually recently have been okay defensively. Martin Paz has been in really good form too. I'll say bench. Tiny probably also bench. Even though I'm sticking Paz in there too. He's gonna get hopefully a full 90 minutes for Minnesota. Gonna get a lot of chances. He would almost surely be on pens too, right? So I think that's actually a fun play. Memo Rodriguez, I think, is gonna be a little bit slept on this week. If you want a good differential, this is, I think, your best bet. He should be, and he has been on a ton of set pieces for Kansas City. He does play kind of deeper than you would maybe want to see, but I kind of just, he's on so many set pieces. I like him for. I mean, that's pretty much it. He's on a lot of set pieces. There's not a lot else to say about it. Juan Mosquera, I actually think is kind of a fun option this week if you want an attacking defender. His bonus points aren't very good, but there's a chance that he'll get an assist or something like that. So probably a bench play. Lewis Morgan is definitely probably a start this week. He should actually do good bonus points wise because he's going to get a lot of touches. So he's one that makes sense for me. Tim Melia, I kind of like too. Just Seattle's attack isn't very good. I know Kansas City's defense is awful, but the options this week, in general are pretty funny. They're not great. So, if you want to roll with Tim Melia, why not? It is a home keeper. Leuven, I really like this week. He's on a ton of set pieces. I saw a stat that was brought up on the commentary for the game was that Leuven shoots from free kicks more than any other player in Major League Soccer. I like that. That's encouraging. He's on pens too, so I think definite start. Possible sneaky captaincy option. Leggett is on some set pieces for Dallas. That's about all I have to say about him, to be real with you. He's probably a fade. Just, if you do want some kind of special set piece taker that's on a few, he's there. Klaus is probably a start. His bonus points are great. He's not on pens anymore since Leuven's back, but he's been really good recently. Shoots a lot. Definitely has a chance at scoring a goal on that very questionable Portland backline. Henry Kessler, I am actually kind of high on this week. Like I said, I kind of back New England this game. Kessler gets some decent bonus points. Recently, they've actually tailed off a little bit, but New York plays so much off the ball that I think he should be good for hopefully a couple of bonus points. Definitely at least one passing bonus point. So I kind of like Kessler this week. J-Rod is probably a start. St. Louis's defense isn't great. He's been in some decent form recently. There you go. Jesus Ferreira, I'm very high on this week, actually. Possible captaincy option. He's on a lot of set pieces for Dallas. He's on pens. He's back in shape. He should, if he's not feeling hungry, he should be soon. I think he's due a game. So, a good game. I like Ferreira this week. Jake Davis, kind of a fun option. Probably a maybe. He's playing in center mid right now, which I think is his original position. He's not really, earlier this year, he was actually a decent option. If you watch some of my earlier vids, I was really dedicated to trying to make Jake Davis work in this game. It didn't really work out, but he did get a few bonus points. Recently, he has not been getting any bonus points, but he is playing out of position in the midfield, and he is capable of scoring a really good goal. So, hey, you never know. Ivacic is definitely my favorite goalkeeping option this week. He's been really good since going to New England. Really good. His presence has helped that backline quite a bit. And last, but sort of least, is Sam Junqua. He crosses the ball into the box a lot. He's not on any corners or anything anymore like he was earlier in the year. He hasn't really been getting any bonus points. I mean, if you want a Dallas defender, maybe. Tafari should be back for FC Dallas this game. He's gotten some okay bonus points before too, but I might lean Sam just because there's a little bit more offensive potential if you want an FC Dallas defender. Although I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. So that is pretty much where we're going to leave the tier list for today. And I'll just say in the start tier, I've got Evander, DeJuan Jones, Carlos Hill, Lewis Morgan, Edward Leuven, Klaus, Ferreira, Rodriguez, Kessler, and Ivacic. In the bench category, I've got Noah Isle, Raul Ruidiaz, Rosero, Paz, Reagan, Oluwase, Rodriguez, Melia, Mosquera. And then in the maybe tier, I've got Berkey, Boxall, Roldan, Totland, Vanzier, Rusnak, Moreno, Pompeo, I think, Paolo, Vasilev, Jake Davis, Sam Junqua, and then in fade, I've got Agata, Pulido, and Leggett. That is going to do it for today. It's going to do it for Pancake and I. I'm going to talk to y'all again real soon. Hopefully tomorrow I will put out my team selection video. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It does really help out the channel, and I also really genuinely very much appreciate it and all the support, as does Pancake, because for every person who does like, comment, or subscribe, she gets an extra treat, and that's a real thing. I actually do that. So again, thank y'all for watching. Don't forget, when you're picking your teams, always go with your gut.